Today on the show, we put the spotlight on ethanol blending. 21 years ago in 2003, ethanol blending program was launched. The program's goals were to reduce India's reliance on imported crude oil, reduce air pollution and support farmers. India's ethanol blending target to mix 20% ethanol with petrol by 2025. This target was originally set for 2030 but was moved up to 2020 to reflect government's commitment to using more ethanol. But the industry faces some short-term challenges. Ethanol prices have remained unchanged since 2022-23 and the industry has urged the government to increase ethanol prices. To discuss all this and more, we now have Mr. Deepak Ballani, Director General of ISMA or Sugar Mills Association, now joining us. Mr. Ballani, thank you so much for taking your time out and speaking with us here on ET Now. First things first, reports suggest that although infrastructure for ethanol production is in place, there are some short-term challenges that the industry is facing, especially when it comes to availability of feedstock. Can you take us through the challenges that the industry is facing in terms of availability of feedstock, and is the fear real?
As far as the ethanol program is concerned, I don't think that there is a very big issue of the feedstock, because you see, even if you see 23-24, so we closed the season with a very high stocks. So we had almost 80 lakh tons as a sugar stock. And even this year, the projection is that we will have a gross production of 333 lakhs with almost 40 lakhs ton as a diversion to ethanol. So I believe there is no more issue of feedstock. Even going forward, we have very good capacities. The coming season looks to be very good. So feedstock should not be a very big problem as far as I'm concerned.
Alright, so that's as far as availability of feedstock is concerned. But Mr. Ballani, reports also suggest that for quite some time now that the government is considering increasing ethanol prices for 24-25, but nothing really has come through. How soon do you expect this announcement, and what will the quantum be of ethanol price increase?
See, we have basically requested the government to link the pricing with the FRP, because as you know, every year the FRP is increasing. The government is announcing the revised FRP. Even for 24-25, the FRP has been increased to 340 rupees. But unfortunately, for last 2 years, the ethanol rates have not been corrected. And that is really hurting the industry. We must understand that based on the commitment by the government, the industry has invested a huge amount of funds in creating capacities. Today, we have a capacity of almost 850 crore liter, and almost 40,000 crore has been invested by the industry based on certain commitments. The program was very well supported by the government in past, and I am sure that government is looking at revising the price, because as of today, with the cost of production and also increase in the FRP, the ethanol production at the existing price is not viable. We have requested it to be linked with FRP, and accordingly, we have asked the government to revise the price for ethanol from cane juice, B heavy and C heavy. And we expect that government is going to take a decision very soon, because as you know, the season has already started, the crushing has already started. The allocation for the cycle 1 has been done. There was a tender for cycle 2 also. And sugar industry is contributing to the entire success of the ethanol program. And I believe government is looking at it and will continue to support as it has done in the past.
So you expect the government to come out with some measures anytime soon, and perhaps ethanol prices could be increased going forward. But Mr. Ballani, let's shift focus to the big picture then. And according to a study, to meet or maintain the 20% ethanol blending target, India is likely to need imports. Would you concur with this view? And I believe Indian government has also begun discussions to establish a roadmap for sustainable energy solutions beyond 20% ethanol blending target. What are your thoughts when it comes to ethanol blending beyond 20%?
As of now, this year itself, we'll be doing 18% blending. And as I said, this time the offer was more by the industry and the allocation was slightly lesser. So I don't think it is a problem of capacity or the production. Going forward in 25-26, we are planning to do a 20% blending. Again, with 20% blending, the requirement of ethanol will be almost 1050 crore liter. And I'm sure with the capacities we have in the sugar sector and also the other grain sector, we'll be able to provide the ethanol. In fact, government has already constituted a committee, which is an interministerial committee, to look into E20 and beyond. And recently, ISMA has given a very detailed presentation to the committee, and we have highlighted various feedstock issues. We have also suggested to the government that the base blending be kept at E20 and with flexi fuel and smart hybrid to be launched, so that the vehicles, all the vehicles from here onwards can take anything between E20 and E100 hydrous. With this, our average blend, we are expecting by 2030-31 will increase to around 25%, which will enhance the requirement of ethanol to around 2,500 per liter. And out of that, based on whatever there are a lot of initiatives in terms of cane management, in terms of varieties, in terms of enhancing the yield of the sugar cane, we believe sugar industry can easily give up to 1,300 per liter by 2031. So I don't see an issue of importing at all. We are self-sufficient, we have capacities, and there is no issue of feedstock at all.
India is self-sufficient and we have enough capacities for ethanol blending. But next question is with respect to ethanol blending with diesel. Although ethanol blending with petrol has crossed that 13% mark, ethanol blending with diesel has not really taken off. What are the reasons for this, and do you expect to take off anytime soon in the next 1 or 2 years?
So although government has already announced a very ambitious target of 5%, today the diesel consumption is almost 11,000 crore liter. With this, if there is a 5% blending, we are looking at around enhanced consumption of around 550 crore liter. But I believe there are still some technological challenges. I believe the trials are ongoing at OMCs. They are already undertaking various trials of ethanol blending with diesel. I believe it requires conversion of ethanol to isobutanol, but it seems that it is definitely a very viable option. And very soon, I believe the challenges which are being faced will be overcome, and government is likely to announce the diesel blending, which will be a very big relief to the industry, because with the enhanced capacities, I think the industry will look at supplying even ethanol for the diesel blending.
So oil marketing companies are facing some technological challenges because of which ethanol blending with diesel has not taken off, but will take off anytime soon. And Mr. Ballani, as and when ethanol blending with diesel takes off, will we have enough feedstock to cater to both ethanol blending with petrol as well as diesel?
That is still, let the first step be clear. Let the government announce, the OMCs announce the diesel blending, the targets. And based on that, we will analyze our feedstock. As I said, everything is linked to the pricing also. So government first at least look at revising the price of ethanol, correcting the price of ethanol. As I said, we still have capacities which are unallocated. So I believe some of the capacities could be diverted to diesel blending without a problem.
The existing capacities could be diverted to ethanol blending with diesel. And I know I'm scratching that point further with respect to ethanol prices, but how soon do you expect the government to revise ethanol prices further? Could we expect that in the next 1 or 2 months?
As I said, this is really hurting the industry. And the biggest problem is the kind of investment the industry has made. And if we are not getting a viable pricing, the industry is getting really issues. And this could at some point of time also affect my cane payments, because ultimately everything is linked to cane payments. So if I am not able to produce and supply at a viable rate, and if, for example, if I am making a loss, definitely at some point of time, it will have an effect on the cane payments, which the industry doesn't want, and even the government doesn't want. So I believe that the government is going to take this decision very, very soon.
All right, so you expect the government to take a decision on ethanol pricing very soon. Mr. Ballani, thank you so much for taking your time out and speaking with us here on ET Now on a whole host of issues related to ethanol blending.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.